Okay, gotta test my audio, make sure you can hear me. Gotta test my audio, make sure you can hear me. Okay. Okay, awesome. And the video is showing up fine. Okay. It's always something different when you got a new setup. Anyways, hello everyone. Welcome back. It's been a minute since I've been away from doing live streams. As you can tell, I had to make sure I still had everything set up right and properly. Hopefully you don't hear any buzzing. I did have some issues with my mic last time with it buzzing. It was picking up some kind of interference or whatnot, but hopefully that's not coming through for you all because when I just checked the audio, it was coming through perfectly fine. But with all of that being said, I did put a poll up about doing an impromptu live stream. And of course, here we are. We're doing the impromptu live stream. It was more votes for this. So we're going over Jada Kingdom and Stefflon Don's beef because if you've been kind of like out of the loop on things with that, the two are beefing over Burner Boy of all people. I love Burner Boy though, so that's just me. But they're beefing over him, and then there's the death of Lee Sun-Kyun. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And a lot of people are discussing kind of like what was going on around that. Was it you know, something malicious going on behind the scenes with that? I won't be doing like a true crime reading. I try to stay away from things like that, but I'll probably get into just kind of like what was going on around that time. Hopefully, I mean, more than likely, it's probably going to be something come up about what kind of led up to, but I'm not going in trying to be like, well, is it some kind of conspiracy around his death or anything? Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the family. And I know that is like not my lane. So respectfully, I'll decline doing that. We're also going to go over Kelly Price because Kelly Price is putting a lot of people on blast, talking about Sunday's Best and how so many of those judges were like not living in their vows as they should. So that's going to be something we're going to go over. We're probably going to talk about that. I don't know if anybody really wants to pull cards about that or if anybody's really into that scene because I don't know a whole lot about that scene, but I thought it would be something good and interesting to go over. And lastly, oh, the Biebers. So the Biebers have been a requested topic on my channel for a minute now. Justin and Haley Bieber, if you didn't know who I was talking about when I said the Biebers. A lot of people are speculating whether they're pregnant, if their marriage is on the rocks, is there something else going on with them, etc., etc. But I know the two big things is like whether they're expecting or if their marriage is on the rocks. So we'll see. We're gonna get into all of those. Yeah, I think that was everyone. Yep, that was everyone that I had on the thumbnail. So I just wanted to make sure I covered all of those. But before I get into that, I do want to point your eyes to the bottom of the screen. As you can see there, is scrolling on by, okay? All statements made are alleged for entertainment purposes only, okay? In my opinion, is not fact. So please do not take my opinion as facts and run with it. Please do your own research. Please use the power of discernment. That's the best power you have in your arsenal when utilizing tarot is this power of discernment, okay? First and foremost, I just got to put that out there. Secondly, if tarot, yes, because I have said that a couple times now, reading tarot, whatever you want to call it, blasphemy. If tarot is something that annoys your spirit, if it's something that does not resonate with you, if the topics we are going to cover today is something that does not bring you joy, we're going to Marie Kondo that thing, and I'm going to ask you to exit. Find something else on YouTube that is better suited for you. If this is going to probably be something that's going to disturb your spirit, or is a heavy topic, or something you just don't like to discuss. Um, as that's about as much of a warning I can give you. I do use tarot cards, but with these tarot cards, especially even this deck, astrology is something else that I also like to utilize. Numerology, colors, geomancy. Those are just some of the things in my arsenal that I like to utilize. So if any of those things do not resonate with you, again, here's your time to exit. I do not want to keep you here and keep that energy trapped here because I don't want it. Okay. Send it back to you, return to sender. I don't need it. So yes, I just want to get all of that out of the way because I don't need that kind of like coming back. I need to write down these timestamps too because I said I was going to add the timestamps at the end. So if I do take a break in between where I'm quiet, it's probably because I'm writing down the timestamps or I am trying to discern exactly what I'm getting from the card. So with that being said, because we're here, let's see here. 17. So before 17 minutes is the intro. So I have that down. So I can go in and do these timestamps really quick. Because I started about 12 minutes in. So yeah, this is the intro. So I just want to have that going. So I have those timestamps in between. So with all of that being said, I think where I am going to start off at is probably, I don't know. I wish I had probably should have did a poll on who should have been first because that would have been a good thing to do. I think I'm probably going to start off with Lee Sun-Kyun just because I know the least about that situation. So that'll probably be a very brief one, something short, just kind of like going into what was kind of like the energy surrounding him at the time. Because as far as I know, that from like the little research that I've done, there is some scandal around it because apparently. So I didn't know this until I was watching Rotten Mango. I don't know if you all watch her. You should definitely watch her if you like true crime things. And she also has a podcast, but a channel here on YouTube. She talks about oftentimes, especially like in this one case, can I say it on here? The Burning Sun case? I don't know if that's going to get this in trouble or anything, but I remember watching that video in particular and a lot of things kind of like the Korean culture was coming up in that video and kind of just in the regards of like the how patriarchal that the Korean culture is, their society, how kind of like they operate, how patriarchal their society is, how they really look down on people who use any kind of drugs. I don't care if it's like, ecstasy. Oh, can I even say that? They don't care if it's like e-pills, cigarettes, if it's something like vapes, or if it's something like the trees of the earth. I'm trying to talk in code here. I don't know what else you will kind of call it. I don't do any of this stuff. I don't even know kind of like the slang terms for it. But, they really don't tolerate any of the kind of like uses of any kind. Hold on, I got to move my mic. I don't want to bump you. Okay, so I had to mute it real quick. They really just don't tolerate anything like that. They really look down on people who wear tattoos, just like kind of a lot of the like taboo things that they have in their culture. And apparently, Lee Sun Kyun was accused of dabbling in some drugs. Sorry, I'm slow. So he was kind of like being blackballed in a sense from the Hollywood scene or like the celebrity scene over there in Korea. So yeah, a lot of people think he did an early exit because he was so afraid of his reputation kind of going down and not in the way that he wanted. He was really coming up to being a respected actor. And from far as I can tell, I mean, it's the same thing here in the US, but in Korea, it seems like it's pretty hard to kind of break through in the seen over there because, same things with stuff like here. You have like nepotism that's involved. You have people who are like, they have a very strict and harsh kind of like K-pop factory that you go through. Sometimes you have to be a triple threat. You have to be, not only do you have to be like handsome slash beautiful, but you have to have, sometimes they have you go through a lot of rigorous training. You have to be able to sing, I guess. You have to be able to, really act. You have to kind of like have this whole branding and package. You have to have this squeaky clean image. It's really hard to date over there as well because netizens and things like that will just really get into the trenches about why you're dating this person and who you should have been dating, and like it just gets crazy. But with all of that being said, kind of just going down my little rabbit hole of Korean culture, what I know about it. If anyone wants to provide some enlightenment, if you're like from Korea and you happen to watch this video, hello. Go ahead and spread some additional facts and information here so the class can know. But I am going to get to shuffling and just kind of see what was the energy surrounding Lee during his final moments. Just kind of like get into that, and we'll just get the heaviest one out the way, and then we'll be getting into the lighter things. Even though I don't think the Kelly Price situation is very light, that seems like a heavy situation, but you get what I mean. Okay, this kind of wanted to come out as well. Yeah, look here, his legacy. Definitely some emotional things going on here. Let's see. Okay, it's a lot of cups here. So if you've never been to one of my readings before, I typically like to pull 3 cards, see what I get, and then the underlying card. And this one, what do you see? So we have the Ten of Cups on the upright. Then we have the Palace of Swords. So for people who don't have the Tarot Dreams, the Palace of Swords, the Palace of Wands, the Palace of Cups, the Palace of Coins are additional cards in this particular deck. It usually deals with the culmination of what that suit is. Think of them kind of like the not like the Ace of Wands, but kind of like if each suit kind of had like a Joker or something like that. It's essentially that, but it deals with kind of more of the internal. It deals with the home. It deals with the foundation. It kind of deals with the culmination of that suit. So with this being the Palace of Swords, of course, yes, it deals with kind of like difficulty. It deals with like the mental fatigue. It deals with struggle. It could deal with things like depression. It could deal with harsh choices, all of those things. It can deal with all of that. And then we also have the Five of Cups here in reverse. And the underlying card here is the Devil. So, yes, I want to really address this because, especially with me talking about how in Korean culture and with the accusations that was surrounding Lee during the end of his life, people alleged or accused him of being a user of a particular kind of medication that is not approved. So, with that being said, the devil can, of course, deal with that, but it can also deal with things like entrapment. It can deal with things like a fusion. It can deal with kind of like traps of our own making. So a lot of that you see is a lot of like depressive things that's coming up here, and especially with them coming up in reverse. I do read reversals. I think they just add a bit more to the reading. So, especially with a lot of this coming up in reverse, it definitely shows that there is some things here of feelings, again, of fatigue, maybe betrayal could be a part of this, sadness, frustration, feeling like you don't have a choice. I can see that being a thing that's coming up here. Harsh lessons. And again, with the Ten of Cups, his family, I feel like, was definitely on his mind. Again, I don't feel like I can really dive deep into this because I am not a know it all when it comes to Korean culture, but I feel like family is, you know, dishonoring your family. I feel like, or, bringing something bad upon your family, a bad look upon your family is something that's like I feel like a big sin. People consider like a big sin, a big no in their culture. So, yeah, I do kind of see that being a thing here as well with this Ten of Cups. Does he happen to have two kids? I believe I seen somewhere that he was married, but I wonder if he has two kids. Okay, so I'm getting something about there was something that he probably wanted to communicate that I don't know, maybe he didn't have the words, the expertise to kind of like say it, or maybe he just knew that it was going to fall on deaf ears because nobody was really trying to hear what he was saying. I think he was foolish in trusting someone in particular too. I don't know if somebody did there was any betrayal in this story, but let's see if I get more information. Again, I'm going over Lee, so if somebody can provide more insight on that, please feel free to do so. Not counting those. Okay, I had one flip over here in the deck. So you have great passion, love, care for his family. We have the tulip. Dealings or relationship with a fair woman. And then we also have birth or conception of a child or enterprise. I don't know if he was getting into something new. I know a lot of people, or at least from the articles and stuff that I read, it seems like his career was really starting to blow up and take off. So I don't know. I'm not going to speak on that. I don't know if he was accepting a new member or welcoming in a new member to his family, but I would say this is probably dealing with the crib is probably more so dealing with his career. There was some kind of evolution that was coming in for him. Let's see, get back to the basics. That was way too many. Was something else flipped over in here too? I thought I'd seen one. Maybe it was just my light, how it was reflecting. So we have get back to the basics. We have dark man or dealings with a dark complected man or with someone with dark hair. Doesn't have to necessarily be that, but that's just what the card reads. Then we have unicorn. Use your intuition to make beneficial changes. We have broken promises, either with something with business, financial pinch. do want to note that the bread came up, which deals with a period of prosperity and abundance. And this was in regards to me just kind of trying to ask exactly where was this entrapped feeling coming from? And it's coming from bread. You trying to make money, you feel like there's only so many moves you can make when it comes to wait, especially when you're in like a strict culture like that. I feel like it's only so many moves that you can make, and one false move and it's done. I feel like that's something here that people kind of deal with too here in Hollywood in America, just kind of like the whole cancel culture of it all. I think he was getting ready to come into something big with his career for sure. I think there was probably somebody part of his team, maybe his company even, that was just like, I think they were jealous or envious or something. And I kind of want to say it's a rumor. I feel like it's a rumor or a lie, or it could have been like some truth to it, but it just feels like they kind of like threw him under the bus because they were envious and kind of like wanted what he was getting, I should say. And there is a lot of stuff here dealing with kind of like his legacy, his material wealth, like his abundance, like his career is something that comes up a lot in here. Because even the underlying card here is the ring. We have a marriage will take place in either romance or business, and then we also have ink pot problems to be resolved. Elk and goldfish increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. There was some kind of windfall that was coming his way, and it's said that he's not even able to enjoy it. That he won't be able to enjoy it. Um, I wonder what was coming up for him. Did he happen to get some big role? Maybe he was going to start some other kind of business. Maybe. Let's see what else is going to come up here. Okay, so I have egotism in reverse. So that's dealing with Mars and Leo. So to me, it doesn't feel like he was a selfish guy. It doesn't feel like he, was all in for himself. It doesn't feel like a lot of this was just him kind of like being braggadocious or, his hubris getting the best of him. This just feels like casualty. Sorry, let's not count that because I really wasn't shuffling. And then I also have, look at this, empathy and then criticism. And he was getting a lot of negative criticism. And I don't think a lot of people was providing. Yeah, it just feels like whatever this is, and again, I really wish somebody from Korea who is like really into this here can provide more detail. But it just feels like there was a lot of stuff just going on with kind of like um the public ridicule is really what drove him, and that's essentially what a lot of people are reporting in the news reports. A lot of people are saying like we really should be more sympathetic, empathetic to these celebrities that we have here because and he's like not the first person I've heard in the Korean stardom stratosphere that has kind of like had a untimely exit because of netizens or public ridicule and criticism. Um, It's been quite a few of them, from what I've heard, and that's just from what I've heard. And I'm not even living there, so I can only imagine. And the fact that you feel like that's the only way you can kind of save yourself is exiting stage left because the public is not treating you the best is crazy. Something else I do want to point out. You see, I don't know if you all can see that. It's a dog in here. There's also a dog in here. I remember at the beginning of this reading, I mentioned something about that. It feels like a friend or somebody close to him kind of became envious or jealous, or was the one who kind of like ratted on him or told the story, was envious of him, who kind of like let the ball drop on this. I feel like it was somebody close to him for sure. And, not to be um not to stereotype people or be prejudiced or anything. I don't think the dark man is going to help me in this situation because the dark man usually deals with somebody with dark hair or dark complexion. A lot of Asians, or I would say a lot of darker, a lot, girl, what? A lot of Koreans tend to have darker hair. I know I've seen some with like brown hair or reddish hair or whatever, but I mean, a large majority of us have darker, more pigmented hair. So whatever. The PC police is going to be down in the comments, but whatever. I'm trying to get through this and say it as eloquently and as gracefully as possible. But yes, I wonder who this fair woman is. And again, this isn't going to help me much because I don't know all of the details and intricacies dealing with Lee's life. But this isn't going to help me much either because a lot of Korean women tend to be fair complected. I mean, yeah, there is different shades and things like that, but I don't think this is going to help me out much. I wonder if it is dealing with his wife. I wonder if someone was. I wonder if it was something dealing with his wife or his mom. But yeah, I would say that's some of the biggest, the big three takeaways: the public criticism and ridicule, kind of like the drawing the red scarlet A on him really did drive him to his breaking point, and I think it was just too much to handle. It really put him in a dark spot in life. I think there was someone close to him that betrayed him, gave away his confidence. Maybe somebody, it probably could have even been just somebody he simply looked up to or he thought was going to have his back, kind of like, maybe something like a manager or something like that. But they didn't. And I think that was a hard pill for him to see. And there was definitely going to be like a big breakthrough for his career. I feel like there was something he was trying to kind of bring it to fruition. He was trying to work through. He was probably trying to partner with somebody on. He was trying to create and make happen. And unfortunately, we won't be able to see it. So yeah, very light reading. Like I said, I didn't want to get into any true crime thing with that. The whole conspiracy side of that, I wasn't doing it. So I'm really trying to keep it bridged here. So that may have blinded me in the reading a little bit, but I didn't want to do that out of respect for his family. So, my condolences to Lee Sun-Kyun's family and everything. But yeah, that's just kind of what I got. And so I'm writing down this timestamp for, yep, we're getting into, let's get into Stefflon Don and Jada Kingdom. Jeez. Because the girls are fighting, and not them fighting over a man. That's the sad part. Why? Because the girls are fighting. Okay, I had to make sure my audio was still okay. I do hear a bit of feedback, but hopefully it's not too much. It's not taking away too much from the reading. I hear a little buzz in there. Like I said, I've been having a little issue with my mic. I think I might have to get me a new mic. I really don't want to, but whatever. So with Jada Kingdom and Stefflon Don, all I know about this situation is that the two started fighting because of a line that Burna Boy said in his recent album, City Boys, I think it's called. He mentioned how, you know, how much he favors Jada Kingdom essentially. And Stefflon Don did not appreciate that. And she pretty much put out a diss record towards Jada Kingdom. I believe she started the fight. Correct me if I'm wrong. Stefflon Don started the fight, the whole beef, and because she was like, "How dare you?" And they have been fighting, but I think now they're calling a ceasefire because she recently wrote something about, because Jada Kingdom, from what I've heard, a lot of people saying like Jada Kingdom has really been giving it to her and calling her out. And Stefflon Don is like, well, most of the stuff she is saying in her raps, her diss tracks or whatever against me are lies. So I'm just gonna stop this beat because y'all are believing the lies and not the truth of the matter. Like y'all can do a simple Google search on a lot of the stuff that has occurred in my life, and what she's saying, what she's spouting is not facts. So yeah, but I figured I really want to get into the reason why, because again, I'm not a part of that whole um scene. So I really want to see why was Stefflon Don so triggered by Burner Boy's lyric about Jada Kingdom, and his album has been out for quite a while now. Why are you suddenly deciding to beef with Jada Kingdom now? She's moved on. She's, if you all didn't know, she is rumored, or still currently rumored to be in a relationship with Megan Thee Stallion's ex-partisan. So why come up about it now? To me, it kind of reeks of like, I just want some PR, but let's get into it and see. Okay, I had to write down this timestamp here because I do want to add these in later for the replay family. What was this that wanted to come out? Okay. Okay, what was that flipped over? Okay, we have the 9 of coins in regards to Stefflon Don's feelings towards Jada Kingdom. Now, what is Jada Kingdom's feelings towards him? Funny, I get this 5 of Cups again. Okay, what is the energy between the two? Okay, this wants to come out. No, they're not. I don't think that's true. Oh, okay. And then all the cards just wanted to start falling. Hold on. Okay, this is what wanted to come out. Yeah, this feels like a lot of emotional temper tantrum. Um, Jealousy for sure. And the Queen of Coins. So I would say it kind of feels like the battle of who's the baddest B word. That's kind of like what it feels like coming all firsthand. The other question I want to ask is, again, because timeline wise, I do not know, but was it rumored that Burner Boy was cheating on Stefflon Don with Jada Kingdom? Because the 3 of Cups is here in between, but then we also have these 2 queens here, and they're coming up in the upright. And the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Coins to me just kind of oftentimes come off. It's like they can tend to be, especially the Queen of Wands, and tend to come off very jealous or envious of other people. I want to say the Queen of Wands is Stefflon Don. I know that Jada Kingdom is, I believe she's an Aquarius. I don't know. I believe she's an Aquarius. So it's interesting to me. I'm getting the Queen of Coins here. But if, things are to be believed about what Stefan Don has said about Jada Kingdom in regards to her selling herself in the industry, she do get her coin. She's getting to the back. Period. Um, So I don't know if it's some, I don't know if the jealousy is here in regards to like you, I just still feel some type of way about you taking my man, or I don't know if it's feelings of inadequacy going on here, or like envy, like dang, I should have been doing what you were doing kind of thing. But that is some of the energy that is coming up between them. And again, Palace of Cups, if you don't know the Tarot of Dreams, it just pretty much deals with like the combination of the suit. So yeah, there's a lot of emotional energy charge behind this. The Five of Cups, to me, with this being here, it kind of comes after the Four of Cups of like when you're feeling apathetic, like I don't really care about you. Who are you? Don't really care. What's this grief? Why are we having this beef? What is this about? It's over and done. Is what kind of like Jada Kingdom's feelings are coming up as. And with the Nine of Coins here with Stefan Don, it just feels like she just she has a lot of masculine energy. I'm surprised she even coming up as like the Queen of Wands, but she just kind of comes off like I don't care how long or what it takes to get my lid back. Get I'm gonna get this round off. Like I'm gonna get you back. That also deals with Virgo energy too. So Virgos can tend to be some very I'll say calculating when it comes to getting payback, when it comes to getting what they want, like mapping things out. But let's see, I'm going to go into this and get more information. Discrimination. And again, we getting that Virgo energy, that Virgo and Mars. Does she just really feel like she's better than Jada Kingdom? Like, how dare you think like you better than me or you measure up to me? I do also wonder if like age is something to deal with this too, but yeah. I'm sorry, to me, Jada's energy, her energy just comes off like troll energy to me. It really just reads like troll energy. I do feel like she's defensive, but I feel like she's also probably not trying to take the ridicule or the slight and stuff that Stefan Don has kind of like started or issued against her. I feel like she's trying to like not take it to heart because she probably could get in her feelings about it, but at the same time she's really not in her feelings about it. It just feels like troll behavior. Like, oh, you really upset about me and this man, and I could care less. And she's kind of like, well, okay, if you upset, I'm just gonna play off of that. I'm just gonna like, why not just make you madder? Like, whatever. I don't care.